welcome back to the Two Victorious podcast, where two of your favorite girls are just sitting around chatting
Oh,
about
yes.
things they do and things they read.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's been, I don't know. I love books, so
You're over
we'll
there
always have
reading
that
like
in
the
common.
classics, and I tend to read more smut. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, Mom, don't look at my book page.
Yeah.
Like,
That's okay.
and you're over
You
there like,
can't
Mom, let's
tell.
do a class together. And I'm like,
Oh my God. Okay,
like you
so
could
I
not go to
totally
my
have another
class.
life update.
Oh, it's there's like lots of stuff. I'm pulling up Goodreads because I can't remember what number book I'm on. But okay, well, I need to mark that one down. That one's already
It's got
done.
to be like 11 or something because you were like on 9 like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so I am, oh, I think I have to adjust that time. I'm on book 116 for the year. That's where I'm at. Yeah, 116. Mandy, oh my gosh, like hers, let's see what her
Oh my
Goodreads
God,
says.
Mandy.
Okay, so she's on
Mandy needs to get on more reviews or some shit or like one of those things.
174. Like before it was renovated. And I could look out there and there was like trees before they built their
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
So
but I'm saying like, I don't know, like my creepy husband. No, he looks so creepy.
that's hilarious. Like he should
He
have
like
been
didn't
doing
want
that
to
like
walk by.
in a back bend, like walking down the hallway. Like that would
Yeah,
have been better.
really
Like we should have
scary.
planned that because that would have been great.
Yeah, something. Or what are you reading this week? What are you reading this week?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
What aren't you reading this
I
week?
feel like we could do a whole episode on book rants. I know we have it on our list. And
Okay.
like, do we need to do a whole episode? Because look at us right now. Look at us. Like we cannot shut up.
I
Like
love it though. That's the point of
I
our
know, but
podcast.
like
And I think that like it's a perfect storm when you can find like both, right? Where
yeah.
you're like, I'm really, really sexually attracted to this person and I really fuck with their personality. And I think that's like when you know that you've, or like I would go through some hard shit with you. Or
Oh
like if someone else were to do this, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house. But like
yeah.
you, I'd go down a, a fire
Yeah.
pole or some shit for you. You know what I mean? I'm like, I would make it work.
Oh, I would go down a fire pole for you. Like, what does that
Yeah,
mean?
we're like, I totally take out your fires, but I'm also ready to be sexy. You know, I don't know. I'm
Oh
trying to
my
like find a good
gosh.
analogy.
I'm gonna make a quote sticker for that. I would go down a fire pole for you. Like, that's how much I love you. Like, what?
Because I used to just like hate the fact that I wasn't like normal.
Yeah. But
Growing up, that was
look, being normal is vastly overrated. I feel like this shirt is perfect for this episode. Yeah,
so.
it definitely like you do feel everything when
Yeah.
you're a mom because like I'm gonna cry. You just deepest fear, Four's fear that they are flawed and are missing out on some basic aspects of happiness that other people have access
Oh,
to. Yeah, I get that.
that's deep. That's some deep shit.
Yeah, to cope with this fear, they amplify what is different and special about themselves, looking for the niche in which they are truly appreciated. Like,
Yes, like your
yeah,
books,
like
like your yeah,
I
that's so
couldn't like
true.
I've always said that where I'm at, like where I live, like the people I'm around, I'm too city for the country and then too country for the city. And I've never
Yeah.
felt like I've fit in. Like
Yeah, you would
never.
love it here. You would fit in perfect
Like
right in my neighborhood
so
because
I
that's like
created my
literally
own place
yeah.
of existence.
Yeah.
And now I have like this, people say like your tribe or whatever. I feel like I've found my
Right.
place. Like
Right.
finally, after all this
Good.
time, I feel like I've found my place with my people.
Nice. That's
You know?
awesome. Well, because
Yeah.
that's the thing is I feel like I'm constantly fighting this like, is it worth it to get a planner attitude? And
Yeah.
I want to prove to everyone that you not only need a planner, but you need me to be your planner because
Yeah.
not every planner is going to do what I do.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many planners like you get 3 meetings at 2 hours a time. And if you have any other meetings than that, or if I have to drive farther than this, like I charge you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, I understand being compensated for your time and being compensated for your gas, but bitch, that's a tax write-off. Just like fucking eat it. You know what I mean? Like
being a mom is something else.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a dog mom,
Yeah.
so that doesn't really count.
well, and people
Yeah.
don't really talk about how the older your kids get, the more you see things of yourself in them.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like sometimes you're like, oh look, they're doing that. That's me. And then other times you're like, okay, that shit's annoying. Don't do that. Now I know how
Yeah, that's
people
one of the
feel when
biggest
they're having a
reasons, like-
conversation with me.
Yeah.
I've heard that, but I've never like
Yeah.
deep dived into any of that. But now
I mean, I don't want to send you on an existential crisis or anything, but I'm
Oh.
telling you.
I don't have time for a crisis. Had one of those on Monday. I don't need another one. Damn.
I will die happy when I am getting like killed by a jelly. I mean, I'm telling you. These mushrooms
Death
are
of my
going.
dreams. Like what?
Well, we're gonna go into like a hallucinating state, and they're just gonna let us die slowly. Like I'm
You're
convinced that
cool with that. It's like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
And I will be like, I fucking told you so. Like,
Oh my god. Oh, speaking of that, like those commercials, like tangent, but those commercials where it's like medication. It's like, oh, if you're feeling this, and if you if you experience this, and then you start thinking, you're like, yeah. So I heard one day. I'm like in the kitchen, like doing the dishes, and like it was enough to where like I stopped and like faced the TV, and I'm like, okay,
Do I have this?
and then it gets to the end, and it's about schizophrenia, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, do I have a problem? Like, oh my god, take it back! I take it back.
Like I love him so much. He is my person. He is my he
Oh
is
my
my other
gosh.
half. Like he is the male version of me,
Yeah.
and it makes me sick to my stomach
Oh.
sometimes. But like I want what I like, quote unquote, is like what MGK looks like, if you know who that is.
I do not know who that is.
He's a musician.
Oh, should I Google that?
Yeah, Google Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh no, I know what he looks like. Okay, that's not your husband. That's not your husband. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That is, and so my husband, I mean, you know what my husband looks
Oh.
like. So it's like he is just like he is just like the clean, like the country club, let's go golfing version of it.
Oh,
But I'm like,
so
so you
funny.
sure you don't want to get tattoos, babe? Like, you sure you don't want to like get tattoos or like
Oh gosh.
go get a motorcycle or something? I don't know.
I know, but I've seen that you're like posting so much about books. Like, did you read your 6 books that you were supposed to read?
Which 6 books? I've read so many books. Oh, shiny right there. Just like
Look, all of your fingers fit on my forehead because my
well,
forehead
because it's a forehead.
no, it's a 5 head.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
This is my sister.
How are you? Hello, sister.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good, how are
Wow,
you?
you guys
Look
look
at
like
your
sisters.
braids. Just so
Oh,
cute.
they're twists.
See-
Oh, I see him.
Do you see that?
Let's
Wow.
start planning for our wedding in 2020. What a nice, beautiful whole number. What a beautiful year.
Oh,
What a
it's
great year,
for a
right?
wedding.
What a great year for a wedding.
And then, Nana's cancer progressed and it happened faster than anyone anticipated. So then we just like put all our plans on hold and like we just didn't even think about it. And then one day it was just like, you know what? Like let's do this. Let's do this. And then it was like a week, maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks at the most, literally, like that's all it was. And we're like texting people like, hey, so we decided we're going to do this. You want to come? Like,
That's how we podcast. We just talk.
We just
and
talk.
it just like
yeah, I know.
goes.
It got real deep, and I was like, wait a minute, what just happened?
I know. It always
That's how it should feel though. It should be organic. It shouldn't. That's
Yeah.
why we just kind of like.
So I'm like sitting there in the bed. The footsteps go from the door past the end of the bed to the window. I hear something tap the glass. And I'm like, well, that's not a cat. Cat's not wearing boots. Like, I'm like, what is happening?
So I'm like, okay, great. I love this series. I love the games. Love the show. Can't wait to read the books. Can't wait to get all this backstory of all of the cool things I know nothing about. Can't wait to read how the planets collided. How did the mages steal, the magic from the elves? How the elves, they're high elves and lower elves. There's a whole prophecy with elves. This book is dog shit. It
Oh my
is
God. And I was like, oh, a movie of the book. I'm like, yeah, it's so good. And then I see the trailer and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, they changed it. Like,
okay, so I
I'm
have
like,
like
what? I'm like, this is wrong.
I feel like recently, like this part of my hair is just like I'm just like losing hair. I don't know.
I'm getting
Like a lot of
gray.
my friends who've like
Not gray,
had
silver.
babies.
Silver. I'm
Yeah,
getting silver. Not gray.
I have a lot of friends who've had babies and they're like, yeah, I get these like really bad pregnant mom hair. And I'm like, what is it when you're not a mom? Is it just old? Like, I don't know.
It's just old. Now, if you're looking for another fantasy book, I have been raving about A Touch of Golden Madness. Oh my gosh. Like debut
By
novel.
KL
Even.
DeVore.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like I was not expecting it to be as amazing as it was. Like gave me all the feels. Like
Oh,
it
good.
was
Okay.
so good. I cannot wait for book 2 to come out, and it probably won't happen until next year. But I'm
Okay.
telling
Very
you,
interesting.
that is a great book. It's big, it's chunky.
Okay.
It's like
I like that though.
624 pages, so it's a chunky one, but it's so
Yeah.
good.
at a negotiating table, I would be, or like at a corporate event or buying a car. Like I take dominance, relentless, unforgiving. Sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, a quote is, "You don't care if you call me a bitch as long as I remain an effective bitch." Of the quote. That's so cool. You've never done any like spirit box stuff in your
Oh, I'm
house
not
or
gonna
tried to
like
communicate
try to
or
no.
well, because you can, if it is a spirit that's trapped, you can help them.
Oh no, somebody else can help them. Like, like they just need to go.
You're like,
Like,
no, we're
no,
just gonna ignore it. It's just not
no.
gonna exist.
I don't know, man. But so then my other long con
Mhm.
conspiracy, how do you feel about mushrooms?
What kinds of mushrooms? Like
All of them.
what? What do you mean, all of them?
All of them. They are the ultimate long con.
What?
They're convincing us to eat them. They're
Uh-huh.
convincing us we need them to help us with medicine and whatever. Like we've been eating them for years.
Uh-huh.
They pop out of nowhere.
I mean, I have some in my fridge right now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. They've
like
been convincing us. And then one day they're just going to be like, these humans got to go and we're going to be gone.
what? Are you about to tell me the lyrics are wrong? Like, what are you doing to me in this episode right now? Like,
This is why
my world
conspiracies
is
become
shattering here. Okay, the jellyfish are out to get me. My mushrooms are going to come alive and take over my brain. Like, I don't remember songs. Like, what is happening today?
And I
Yeah.
die every time you send me
Well,
one.
sometimes I forget like the funny things we say. And then whenever I go back to like my list of shorts, I'm like, damn, we are funny.
You're so funny.